how come cold is good for immunity? Because when I was a child, my mother always told me to put the scarf on and hat on and everything. And so cold is bad for immunity, I learned.
Yeah.
Tell me about...
You know, what we learn is really not the truth. Because it's absolutely... The opposite is true. First of all, you cannot get a cold from not wearing a jacket. You know, because a cold is from a virus or a bacteria. And you don't get in more bacteria if you put off your jacket, right? So it's really just not true. Parents, that's not true. I even tell Liam, my 7-year-old, put off your jacket, otherwise you get a cold, because that is the truth. Because through cold training, you influence directly your inner world, you could say, your autonomic nerve system, where your immune response is as well. Now, if you are, what we know, this is measured. If you're 2 minutes in an ice bath, up to 6 days later, there's more white blood cells in your blood. Means a better resistance against bacteria and viruses, because they're in your blood, and then the white blood cells come like, hey dude, you don't belong here, boom, you die, basically, right? It's very, it's like a Hollywood movie inside us. But also, up 2 minutes ice bath, up to 6 days later, there's less inflammatory proteins in your blood. Means less inflammation. So an ice bath is extreme cold training, but 2 minutes and 6 days, that's pretty efficient, you could say, you know. And simple cold training is like ending your shower cold, putting off your jacket on a cold day, and you know, if you're outside for half an hour and just breathe slowly and let your body become cold, and then you get in, that's also cold training. Or shutting off the heating, because cold training already starts below 18 degrees Celsius. So if you live in a room of 18 degrees Celsius, your metabolism goes twice as fast. Yeah, so but purely on the immune response, because a lot more is happening within a ice bath and cold training, but purely focusing on the immune response, 2 minutes, 6 days later, 2 minutes ice bath, 6 days later, more white blood cells, better resistance against a cold, and less inflammation.
And you're coming to Estonia to teach
yes, I am.
Training, yeah?
Yes.
It's on the 16th of November in Tallinn.
Yeah,
and
that's a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I come Friday, and Friday evening we have a training, Body Zen. It's like the whole holistic view of what I changed in my lifestyle the last 15 years. Saturday, the Wim Hof method, which is breathing, cold training, mental exercises, and some physical exercises.
And the ice bath is optional.
Yes, very important. The training it's not about the ice bath per se. It is very healthy, but it's always optional, because an important thing in the Wim Hof method training is that we don't do peer pressure. If you're influencing your inner world, how can you decide for me what I'm going to do? So you decide if you go into the ice bath, you will be ready because you're completely calm. But it's up to you. And some people, like 10% of the people, say no, and that's fine, you know. If you don't do the ice bath, you don't do the test of how you can release even extreme stress like a cold, like an ice bath. But you still have the 90% of the training. So that's just the last part. Am I really calm enough to withstand that ice bath? But it's always optional. No peer pressure in these trainings.
But it's always exciting that I always wanted to try.
Yeah,
if I'm ready enough.
And it's not the subject of this video, maybe the next, but after the ice bath, your blood vessels open again and you get this endorphin release. So you get like happy hormones, endorphin and dopamine through the ice bath, and the breathing is dopamine and DMT. So you get like a day with, yeah, definitely getting high in your own supply.
And on Sunday you are teaching
the power of breathing. And the power of breathing is like basically a 3-hour training, and it goes from the left side of the breathing technique spectrum to the right side, and these schools are like fighting, and I combine everything and explain how it really works. And in the middle is like the Wim Hof method and pranayama, And on the outside is like transformational breathing or Buteyko. And it's like a 3-hour training where, again, you get a lot of happy hormones, but you also get to understand how you can influence your inner world by breathing. It's just amazing.
And it's very practical. It's for everyday use, not just for the workshop and that's it. I'm happy, and afterwards the Monday comes and stress comes. But it's very practical.
No, you will have a morning ritual. You will have like a 20 or 30 minutes. If you have time, you know, if you're coming home from work and you want to start watching Netflix, you can do like 20 minutes. Just put in your earplugs. You have like a 20 minutes breathing technique that you can do, you know, just to really brush your teeth very well, but then your inside world. But we will also definitely talk about what happens if you have stress in daily life and how can you release, like, theoretically all the stress. I'm not there yet, but I've like 3 times more on my list than 10 years ago, and I'm 3 times calmer. But there's always something to work on. But it's amazing how you can relieve stress with breathing only.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So you're welcome.